Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Welcome to my presentation. First of all, let me thank you all for watching this video. My name is Septiawan Santana. I am a lecturer at Universitas Islam Bandung, West Java, Indonesia. My title presentation is Education on Disaster Mitigation Journalism for Television Journalists in West Java, which is submit to Social and Humanity Research of Symposium or SoRes 2020 that is organized by Universitas Islam Bandung. Handling disaster in Indonesia is still a priority for the Indonesian government. Indonesia is included in a disaster-threatened area. Activities that can be carried out to reduce disaster risk include 1. Relocation of residents from disaster-prone area. For example, moving residents who are on the edge of cliff that is prone to landslide. 2. Disaster preparedness training for residents in an area. 3. Conditioning of house or public facilities that respond to disaster. 4. The building is relatively stronger if hit by an earthquake. 5. Creation and dissemination of local wisdom about disaster. To carry out disaster mitigation, communication is very important when a disaster occurs. Mass media has an important role in disaster situation. The mass media is able to form opinion and even change people's behavior. Along with that, the presence of the media carries both positive and negative value. Meanwhile, activities are directed at forming good behavior for the community so that the media is expected to also contribute to the news. In fact, there are still many mass media that cover disaster not in accordance with the principle of disaster journalism. Journalist documentation in covering disaster is one of the channels for educating the public about natural disaster, especially in audiovisual or television reporting. Equipping journalists to carry out disaster advocacy need to be directed. Media education, in this case, plays an important role in mediating the social construction of mass media. Education on disaster mitigation journalism, in this case, plays an important role in educating citizen thinking. For this reason, the community service program Education of Disaster Mitigation Journalism for television journalists in West Java is directed at journalists, especially television journalists who are members of the West Java Indonesian Television Journalists Association or IGTI, training the form of training of safety technique in disaster coverage, basic rescue, and training of how to carry out coverage aimed at mitigating disaster. The method of this activity is carried out by means of training and counseling accompanied by interactive dialogue and sharing that encourage participants to be creative, innovative, participatory, and build cooperation and work. The result of this activity indicate that there was change in participants, especially an increase in knowledge and ability to carry out coverage of various disaster mitigation reports. The method of providing material in this training are 1. Friendly, 2. Discussion, 3. question 4 practice, 5 simulation, and 6 ice breaking. Material provided by the community service team of LPPM Islamic University Bandung or facilitator who have experience in providing training or are competent in the field of disaster journalism. As for the target in this community service are as many as 33 TV journalists from various regions who are registered as members of the West Java Television Journalists Association or IGTI. The core activities of community service are held in Friday, Saturday, February 21, 22, 2020 at the Radar Television Hall of the city of Tasikmalaya, West Java. Result and discussion. The data above show that the pre-test group average was lower than the post-test group. This means that there is an increase in respondent knowledge from before and after the pre-test. The standard deviation of the pre-test group was smaller than the post-test group, which means that the post-test group knowledge scores were more diverse than the post-test group. In statistical analysis, though SPSS will caution, it was concluded there were significant differences in the cognitive knowledge of participants about the topic of disaster mitigation journalism education before and after the training. Table 1 list of the TV news. Regarding the training product in the form of news generated by training participants during the post-training period. The team also noted that there were several news products that were raised related to the issue of crisis mitigation journalism. Conclusion. Based on the entire series of training activity that have been carried out, the following conclusion can be drawn. 1. Participant knowledge of disaster concept mapping increases. This is evidenced by change in the score from the pre-test and post-test. 2. There was a change in the knowledge of the training participant regarding the coverage of disaster mitigation journalism education as evidenced by change in the pre-test and post-test result. 3. Participants are able to apply disaster mitigation coverage and make television news product with disaster themes. Thank you for watching my presentation. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.